Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and continually teach us His truth. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in His word and truth sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying lesson, and it's not going to be long. Mainly like 3 or 4 verses popped into my mind. Well, mainly like 2. When I came across these articles, I shared them in the chat earlier today, but pretty much what's happening right now with this Chinese balloon, well, that's what they say it is. We don't know exactly what it is, but it's pretty much showing weakness in Babylon. Okay, and you have a lot of people that's actually saying it, saying that, America is being looked at as weak. The fact that China has invaded, the U.S. airspace, and pretty much America ain't doing shit about it. They ain't even want to shoot it. Well, Biden, it's reports saying that Biden did say shoot it down, but the Pentagon was like, no, we're not going to shoot it down. Because they were trying to say, oh, the debris could fall on somebody. But when it was over Montana, it was nothing but open field. And you even have Edomites on these different news channels that's, they're angry at the way America, the government is responding to this. So you see the title of this article, it says Chinese spy balloon is a tremendous embarrassment to the U.S. Shows Biden weakness, Montana senator. And that's why you have, brothers was going into it, Saudi Arabia, pretty much they dishing a dollar. You have North Korea making more bolder nuclear threats against America. Russia is making more nuclear threats. Everybody is pretty much, just threatening America, man. Nobody is afraid of Babylon no more. Because look at who's in office. You got Sleepy Joe, and then you got Kamala Harris as vice president. So Babylon is a laughing stock right now. LGBTQ is pushed heavy here. You got women in the military. So ain't nobody taking Babylon seriously right now. And this is major. It says Montana Republican Senator Steve Daines expresses his outrage over the Chinese spy balloon and calls on the Biden administration to respond with decisive strength on the story. So this is what he said. I guess these are his words. It says, first, this has been a tremendous embarrassment for the United States of America. It's one more example of the weakness of the Biden administration on the global stage. Their lack of response, the show of weakness, is provoking our adversaries and making America weaker. But to say how we found out about it, we had Montanans calling our office saying we're seeing the balloon in the sky. And in fact, a lot of Montanas, people living there said, is it okay if I take a shot at it? It says Chinese balloon flying over U.S. intentional, not weathercraft that blew off course, U.S. official says. So they're denying what China is saying. It says that's when we first heard about this, but let's remember something. Why was this spy balloon over Montana? Because we are proud of the fact that we have the Malmstrom Air Force Base, the 341st Missile Wing. We have intercontinental ballistic missiles spread across north central Montana. These are the most powerful weapons known to mankind. These are weapons of mass destruction that we use to prevent a war. They are a terrific deterrent to make sure we are at peace. So, you see, and I got another article. Let me read through this. It says, Chinese seem very emboldened right now by spy balloon incident while Biden appears weak. Joe Concha. So, if you have these, governors saying, making statements like this, that America is being looked weak, you can only imagine, the thoughts of the kings of the earth, in these other lands. They're pretty much laughing at Babylon right now, you know, and the Lord got a heavy spirit on Putin, man, and once again, Kim Jong Un. Hey, he made a bold statement. He said, "Hey, we're ready to go nuke for nuke with America." So we're definitely in a time where the Lord is getting ready to take this place out, which of course we know the MOTB, the Charagma, has to come first, but this is major, man. And if these so-called, well, they are enemies of Babylon. If the adversaries of America is becoming emboldened and looking at Babylon as weak, imagine the allies of America, you know? Imagine the NATO allies. You just gonna allow them to do that? What's wrong? And y'all don't want to shoot it. If that's really what it is, because we don't really know what it is. Brothers speculate through the spirit it could be an EMP. We don't know truly what it is, but if it is a so-called Chinese spy balloon, this is major, man. So, like I said, only got a few precepts that came to mind. This Isaiah chapter 14, verse 10. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Because for the longest, well, it really wasn't a long time, but, for a good minute, man, Babylon, has been feared, respected. The dollar has been the number one, the dominating currency. But see, these other nations, they have the same power that Babylon has. They may not have, trained, Navy SEALs, and which, they have their own top, secret services and all that, but, they may not be as skilled as, the American military, but they have weapons of mass destruction that's, if not on an equal level as Babylon, greater. So they're not afraid of Babylon, man. And everybody knows what a third world war is going to lead to. It's going to lead to thermonuclear destruction. That's why you even had Biden mention Armageddon. Putin, he got a general. His name is General Armageddon, But it says thy pomp is brought down to the grave. When you look this up, it means pride. But I just want to show that. It says exaltation, majesty, pride. So the majesty, the pride of Babylon is brought to the grave, man. It says, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Now we know Lucifer just means light bearer. This is not referring to the spiritual demon Satan. This is referring to the elites that call themselves the Illuminati. All right, so they're getting ready to fall from rulership. Heaven, you have a spiritual heaven, but heaven and hell are also conditions played out on earth. Okay, so the elites, they're in their heaven right now, but they're falling from their heaven. It says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. So Babylon is being broken, man. Babylon has made different nations, pretty much their bitch. Like Japan, and, throwing sanctions on everybody, sanctioning Russia, sanctioning China, just, throwing sanctions every damn where. Why is that light still on? But yeah, so, it says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So this is how these elites think. They think they could be like the Most High. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And, I believe it says the same thing in Obadiah. So that's how you know this is referring to Esau, Edom. Let me just make sure, because we know Obadiah is going in on Edom. Yup. Obadiah verse 3, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cluster of the rock, whose habitation is hide itself in his heart. Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is getting ready to make an example out of you Edomites. He's getting ready to show his power by taking you Edomites down, just like he showed his power when he took down ancient Egypt. So, you know, these Edomites, man, they actually think that they could be like the Most High. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the size of the pit. So you Edomites getting ready to be brought low, man. And you're literally going to be in hell, meaning, you know, a low condition. But hell also in the Hebrew, shawa'u, means the grave. So we're literally going to have you Edomites in hell, man. You're going to be deep in the earth, is what I mean by that. You're literally going to be in a pit. All right, you're literally going to be in a low condition, man. That's why I didn't mean to scroll up. Salakia, verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? So that's how we're going to look at Esau in the kingdom when he's brought down. But, you know, also, you know, applying it to right now, that's how these other nations is looking at Babylon, man. They're looking down on you. You're being looked at as weak. And this is beautiful to see, man. This is beautiful. We're rejoicing in this. You know? We're rejoicing in this. But like I said, man, just a quick video popped in my mind when I was at the plantation today and I was coming across these articles. Just want to do a quick video on it. Lord willing, it was edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.